Welcome back to my Editor-in-Chief desk where I help you live and work like a writer. I relearn this lesson, which is really about time management, every time I think it is a good idea to start working on my other YouTube channel. I have another YouTube channel. I don't like it. I'm not interested in it. I had not done anything with it for about a year. And a few months ago, I thought it'd be fun to implement some ideas that I had. I got some new ideas for it, which were good in theory. Ideas are sometimes very good in theory and not very good in practice. But I started getting some ideas. I thought, oh, it would be cool. It would be fun to work on that channel. Not cool, not fun. And I relearned this lesson about time management, which is the fastest way to make more time for writing is to stop doing things that matter to you less than writing. Very simple, easier said than done. But I was investing energy thinking about that channel. I filmed a few videos a few months ago that didn't turn out very well. I didn't really like them. And I just realized, hey, I'm spending energy on this stuff, which is taking away time from other creative projects that I could be working on that I actually care about, that are actually more meaningful to me and actually translate better from idea into practice. So this is a point. I mean, this could look like a million different things. And it's a point about reviewing how you spend your time. You could be you could have already been blogging for a while. You write one blog post a week because you have to, because that's your schedule. But your heart's not in it. You're not interested in the project anymore. There are other things that you would want to do, but you're spending your time on the thing that you almost do in autopilot. And it's taking away from time you could be spending on forging new paths and finding new things that you want to do. You know, they might be a little bit more uncertain. You might not sure what they look like yet. That's what the unknown is. But it is disrupting yourself from your autopilot of, I do this every week, and thinking about trying something new. So how do we do this? I think I'm a fan of the list. I like making lists and writing things down. So in order to find out what you can spend less time on, the things that are less important to you than writing, I say make 2 lists to start. We will make a third list a little bit on, but I'll get to that in a second. So on your first list, you want to write down everything in your life that is more important to you than writing. I would call these your survival needs and anything else that is legitimately more important to you than writing. You are taking an inventory of how you spend your time, so you're simply just writing down what in my life is more important to me than writing. Then on your second list, you want to write down what in my life, what do I spend time on that is less important to me than writing. That could be scrolling on Instagram, watching YouTube videos or TV, watching movies, playing sports, watching sports. Lots of watching. We do lots of watching in our culture. And it's not to say that these things are not important. They could be important to you. They could have an important place in your life, but you deem them less important to you than writing. Taking my example, working on my other YouTube channel was less important to me than writing. It's not that it wasn't important. That whole experience retaught me a very important lesson. So it's not that it wasn't important, it's just working on all of that is less important to me than writing. So cutting it out created more time for other creative work, other writing. So when you have to be very mindful of this list, and that's why I wouldn't make it more than 10 items for your list of things that are less important to you than writing. Don't make it more than 10 items because you really want to memorize it. And you have to really take a critical look at how you spend your time, because when you catch yourself doing anything on that list, you have to evaluate, okay, do I want to keep doing this thing, or do I want to stop and make time for writing instead? It's not to get mad at yourself. It's not to feel bad about, oh, I'm doing this thing that's less important to me than writing. That's not the point. It's just a practical way to take inventory of how you spend your time, because then on your third list, you can make modifications to your things that I do that are less important to me than writing lists. That's a very wordy, it's a mouthful for a name of a list. If you think of more succinct ways to name these lists, let me know in the comments below. But with your third list, you want to make modifications to the activities that you do regularly that are less important to you than writing. So if you catch yourself scrolling on Instagram, instead of saying, oh, I'm scrolling on Instagram again, instead of doing something else that's important to me, you go to your third list and you create a modification, which becomes a rule for how you spend your time. So that could be, I only look at Instagram for 20 minutes. I get 20 minutes of undivided attention of looking at Instagram. I'm going to set a timer, and when that timer goes off, you stop looking at Instagram or watching sports or whatever you're doing, and then you decide, okay, how do I want to spend my time now? The question that you're constantly asking yourself as this exercise becomes daily practice is, how do I want to spend my time right now? So what's another example of a modification? I think you get the idea. I think I explained it. I'm feeling an urge to over-explain, but it's really as simple as getting to know that list of things that you do that are less important than writing, and how you can modify them to make more time for writing. In my last video, I talked about how to carve out that time a little bit more. This is more just making the time in general. So if you haven't seen my last video, I will link it below. And yeah, just another modification that I thought of, if something like playing sports or watching sports, those things might be important to you, but maybe you only do them on the weekends going forward, so that you have more time in your free time during the week to write. I just wanted to add another example of how you can modify your behavior. Maybe you only watch movies on the weekends and only watch half an hour to an hour of TV or YouTube during the week. So all of these little modifications add up to, oh wow, I have more time in my schedule and I can use it to write. So if you try out this list technique, let me know in the comments below and add your suggestions about how you find more time to write. Give this video a thumbs up to help other writers find it. Subscribe and ring my bell for free so that you never miss a video, or you can thumbs down this video and unsubscribe. If you're still with me, I will talk with you soon.